You are now about to witness the strength of street knowledge.
What's up, everybody? How y'all doing? It is your girl, your diva in knowledge, Lady Mocha, representing Mocha's Cafe de Paris, where I'm always serving you wisdom and knowledge from a spiritual and logical perspective. What's up to everybody? Know it's been a while. Thought it was very imperative that I and definitely went into talking about this. Now, I already did mention this particular issue on my other channel, which is specifically for women. Mocha's Ladies Lounge, and I wanted to also discuss it here, but I wanted to discuss it from a different angle. I talked about how you have a lot of these delusional, side chicks, which I call air mattresses, and the reason why I call them air mattresses is because they are just temporarily used for the moment. Other than that, they have no value. There's nothing solid when it comes to dealing with the air mattress. So that is my slang term, and that is what I label the side chicks, the appetizers. I label them air mattresses. So nevertheless, I talked about this on Mocha's Ladies Lounge about Matthew Knowles. He is the father of mega million superstar Beyonce Knowles. And he's been managing her for years. He's a big part of the reason that Beyonce and her sister Solange has the level of success that they have today. People can say what they want to say about Matthew Knowles. He probably caught a lot of flack, no more than Joe Jackson did for the success of Michael Jackson and Jackson 5. But at the end of the day, you got to pay homage to where homage is due. The man did, make a lot of sacrifices. He saw something in his daughter that he knew was very big, and he saw that dream, and he helped Beyonce to be able to fulfill it. So, say what you want to say about Matthew Knowles, but he is the reason we know Beyonce for who she is today. So, it's because of him. Matthew Knowles has also put a lot of other stars on the map, also like Sunshine Anderson, a select few of other artists that I can't think of right off the muscle, but he's definitely known for being the father and former manager of Beyonce. So, of course, with that, with every level of success, new levels, new devils. Meaning there's going to be opportunities that are going to be thrown at you. There's going to be different situations in which temptation is going to challenge you. And that's exactly what happened. Matthew Knowles ended up fathering 2 kids outside of his marriage to Beyonce's mother, Tina Knowles Lawson, who we just recently discovered she is also divorced as well from her last and recent marriage to husband Richard Lawson. So for those of you who've been hiding under the rock, who don't really keep up with celebrity gossip and things of that nature, just to give y'all a little background on the situation in case you didn't know anything about it or you wasn't familiar with it. Basically, the Renaissance singer's mother and father had been married for more than 3 decades when reports revealed that Matthew Knowles had fathered not 1, but 2 children outside of his relationship with Tina Knowles back in 2010. Matthew's infidelity ultimately cost him his marriage, while Beyonce and her sister Solange gained 2 siblings. So, you would think after, a couple has been married all of these years, and after finally reaching that level in which you have gained this very successful daughter, that you would be in a whole different place. But Beyonce's father, Matthew Knowles, he decided to jeopardize not only his marriage, but in turn Beyonce also ended up terminating her father as manager over her career once his affair and these two children had been brought to their attention. So I could only imagine the embarrassment that Beyonce felt for her family, especially her mother, because everybody knows Beyonce and her mother is very close. And it definitely caused a very big wedge. And, unfortunately, Matthew really put himself in a bad predicament by knocking up two of these women. He lost his marriage and he lost being over Beyonce's career, which was one of the reasons why he was really financially well off. Him being management over Beyonce's career, it basically put him in a position in which he was also successful and he didn't want for much of anything. But let's get straight to the topic at hand. Matthew Knowles fathered a child with Alexandria Wright, known as Nixon Alexander Knowles. So the eldest of two children that Matthew welcomed in 2010 is Nixon Alexander Knowles. His mother, Alexandra Wright, has been vocal about her illicit affair with Matthew in the years since the scandal came to light. Alexandra said that the drama still follows her and her son to this day. According to her, the $200 million house that Beyonce and Jay-Z closed in Malibu is only 10 miles from the trailer park where she and Nixon live. Despite being in such close proximity, Alexandra told the outlet that there has not been any contact between them. The pain still needs to heal, she added. Alexandra further exclaimed that she was to blame for Tina and Matthew's divorce. However, she believes that her son was faced the brunt of the actions. As a result, she's had to answer some hard questions, like why he has never met his superstar big sister. My main concern has been dealing with the child that asks, why doesn't that person love me? It's a very human story, and I sit in the bathroom and cry sometimes because I just don't know how to help him be his own person, she added. While Nixon, who was 13 at the time of the interview, he still doesn't have a relationship with his dad. His mom is hopeful that he and Beyonce will eventually link up. So far, B has been radio silent on the issue. As quiet as it is kept, Beyonce also has another half-sister, Coy Matthew Knowles. Along with his affair with Alexandria, Matthew Knowles also had a secret relationship with Takoya Branscombe while he was married to Tina. Now, Takoya Branscombe was also a friend of Solange. They actually had a friendship together. So you could only imagine how awkward this is to find out your dad been smashing a girlfriend of yours on your mom. So anyway, although Takoya has opened up about her affair with Matthew in the past, she's been pretty tight-lipped about their relationship in recent years. Since then, their daughter has aged up and she hasn't shied from the spotlight. In her Instagram bio, Coy describes herself as a model, actress, and anti-bully advocate. It looks like Coy is well on her way. After all, it seems to run in the family. So, now that I've gotten through reading all of that, this is my whole purpose of doing this content. It amazes me how far a lot of these side chicks, appetizers, air mattresses, 304s, whatever you want to call them, it amazes me how far they will go to put themselves in these type of situations, thinking that at some point in time they're going to benefit in the long run. Now, with all due respect, both of these women knew, and I'm going to focus more on Alexandria since she's the main baby mama who won't keep her mouth closed just like she didn't keep her legs closed, who keeps doing interviews, still seeking the probability that one day Beyonce will sooner than later accept her son, whom she had from her father during the marriage to her mother. In what world does a woman think that this is acceptable? I can't even comprehend. But nevertheless, if y'all really understand where I'm going with this, and I broke this down very thoroughly on my other channel, but this woman, Alexandria Wright, really thought that getting pregnant by Matthew Knowles, Beyonce's father, was somehow, some way, was going to get her son close to having a relationship with Beyonce. This is what she thought. Okay, so it, to me, she really stretched this far beyond the reality of not accepting and understanding that Beyonce is never going to accept this little boy as her brother. Now, it's not the child's fault. The child did not ask to be here. These were two consenting adults. Matthew Knowles was married, so he was definitely in the wrong, getting himself involved with Alexandria Wright, who also was well aware that Beyonce's father was married. And like I said on my other channel, I'm quite sure if Matthew Knowles was a manager at Kentucky Fried Chicken, or if he was doing oil changes at Jiffy Lube, you know, and I know, she wouldn't have even looked at Matthew Knowles twice. She only smashed this old man because of not who he is, but what he represents, which is, at the time, the manager, no longer manager now, but at the time, he was Beyonce's father and Beyonce's manager. So Alexandria saw Matthew Knowles as dollar signs when she was dealing with him. Now, I am aware that she's always, from the most part, from what I read, she's always worked, always been independent. However, just because a woman is independent, it doesn't make her less scandalous as a woman who is non-independent. Okay, at the end of the day, a scandalous ass broad is a scandalous ass broad. It's all about seeking an opportunity, and that's exactly what it boiled down to. When Alexandria Wright met Matthew Knowles and they started having these sneaky rendezvous, she knew that if somehow, in some way, she was to link up with Matthew and ultimately end up in a situation in which she could conceive a child from him, she just knew that she was going to be well off. It was basically about securing the bag, not understanding that Matthew Knowles is not the one making the money. Beyonce Knowles is making the money. So what ended up happening, and this is what a lot of these side chicks do, they don't think far ahead. No different than the chick who got knocked up by Kevin Hunter, Wendy Williams' ex-husband. They're not taking into the fact who really makes the money. And when these men step out in their marriages and jeopardize their family, fracture, the loyalty of their the foundation of their family, what it does is it alters the whole dynamics. And that's what ended up happening. Once this affair was brought to the attention of Beyonce and this child, she literally cut her father off. She cut him off. I don't want you managing me anymore. Because you not only violated my mom, our family, but 9 times out of 10, if you're paying child support, you're taking the money I'm making from tours. You're profiting off of my success, and this air mattress is benefiting off of it. Hell to the no. I got to cut you off. And that's exactly what Beyonce did. She terminated her father. She fired him from being her manager. And him knowing how bad he fouled up and dropped the ball, he had no choice but to respect that. Beyonce no longer trusted her father to conduct her business for her anymore, and righteously so. So, Alexandria Wright, not taking into consideration, if I get knocked up from this man, and his wife or his family finds out, 9 times out of 10, he's going to lose everything. And that's what happened. So, in a result of him losing the position as management, Alexandria Wright's child support dropped drastically. Okay? So, she's nowhere getting the money she was getting when she first initially was getting court ordered from child support. So she's getting a very less significant amount of money where she cannot live that lifestyle. And not only that, once this other child came about, that put a damper in her plans. And see, she didn't prepare for that either. She thought she was the only one trying to secure the bag, and come to find out, another woman, like the name that I told y'all earlier, Koya's mother, Takoya, she also came after him too, for her child support. Okay, so whenever a man has to pay child support to two different children, that income is split, between both kids. And this is why women have to understand, be careful getting knocked up by a man who has multiple children, or a man who's already married, because that income is going to split. If he already has children, all of that money is not coming directly just to you. That money got to be split several other ways. That's what happened with DMX. DMX passed away. Whatever money and funds he had left, all of that had to be debited out between all 12, 13 kids, however many he had. And that's just the reality of it. And you have women who play these games until something goes wrong. They get a harsh reality check. Same thing when Wendy Williams divorced Kevin Hunter. The side chick, appetizer, air mattress, Sharina Hudson, she didn't prepare for their scandal to cause Kevin Hunter to end up losing the financial contributions that he was getting from Wendy Williams' money. Once Wendy Williams got sick and that show canceled, it put a halt on those Wendy Williams checks to where she no longer was court ordered to pay Kevin Hunter alimony. And because Wendy Williams was no longer obligated to pay Kevin Hunter alimony, that messed up basically Kevin Hunter's lifestyle that he was financing and fronting for Sharina Hudson. And this is the chance you take when you mess with these married men. You deal with these married men, they lose money, they lose a lot of things that they were privileged to before they got caught up in a scandal with you. A lot of these women don't think about that. They're so asphyxiated on securing the bag. You're not thinking, if this man, if his wife finds out he had a child from you, she's going to divorce him. And believe it or not, these courts, they honor adultery. And if that wife can prove that, he had an affair, the judge is most likely going to work things out in the favor of the spouse who was betrayed and cheated on. So all of you women, as taking chances, getting involved with these married men, realize the day that he gets exposed and he ends up losing his marriage, the wonderful lifestyle that you have with him right now, all of the 5-star restaurants, all of the the privileges you get with the VIP, the Bentley that you drive in, all this luxurious trinkets that you are getting by being involved with this married man, trust and believe, once he gets exposed, all of the side chick platinum packages are going to come to an abrupt end. You're not going to be dining at no Ruth Chris anymore. Okay? You're not going to be driving that Porsche, that Bentley. When Kevin Hunter brought Sharina, I think it was a Porsche. I'm not sure. Wendy Williams got that Porsche repossessed. Whenever you're getting involved with a married person, first of all, you really don't know who's the breadwinner. And it's sad that in this case, these women knew who the breadwinner was. But y'all were just so sure of yourselves. Y'all thought that y'all vaginas was going to give y'all all access to this man's luxurious lifestyle. And you finding out the hard way that, the only thing I'm getting out of this is looking pathetic and a child that's asking questions. Now, I want to get back into talking about Alexandria Wright, because my thing is, she keeps pushing this narrative how her son is not feeling loved by his sister. Find it funny how she keeps focusing on Beyonce. She's not focusing on Solange. She didn't say he's not feeling loved by his sisters or by his family. She keeps stressing Beyonce because in her mind, Beyonce is the one who has the money. This woman sincerely thought that once she got pregnant by Matthew Knowles, that her son was going to be accepted as a Knowles by Beyonce. I guess she thought that on the weekends she could drop Nixon off to Beyonce's mansion, and Beyonce take Nixon and his little sister Coy on yachts with Jay-Z and Blue Ivy and Remy and Suri, and go selling in the Netherlands and to Peru. She really thought having this child was going to give her an opportunity to live a luxurious lifestyle with Beyonce. And my thing is, if she's messy from a distance, the fact that she's doing all of these interviews, the fact that she keeps running her mouth instead of taking her L like the side baby mama she is, if she's this messy from a distance, can y'all imagine how messy she would be up front? If she's this attention starved from a distance, can you only imagine if Beyonce would have accepted this little boy? She'd be making such a big skeptical out of it. Oh, my son is spending a day with his famous big sister. Oh, my son is traveling to Peru or traveling to Vegas to go spend time with his big sister. Oh, his big sister sent me some backstage passes. She really thought getting pregnant by Matthew Knowles was going to bring her closer to Beyonce. It has not. So much to the point, Alexandria Wright has become obsessed with keeping up with Beyonce's lifestyle. She even knows that Beyonce lives not too far from where she lives, and she's living in a trailer park while Beyonce is living in living in a huge mansion. And it burns her knowing that her son has a famous sister who could supply them with the luxurious lifestyle. And she knows the harsh reality is it's not going to happen. And truth be told is it doesn't need to happen. And I don't blame Beyonce for not having anything to do with this little boy, based off the strength that this broad had the audacity to disrespect her family. And again, I'm not just blaming her because Matthew was a willing participant. Violated her parents' marriage. Then on top of that, had a child, and yet you want your child to be recognized. You want your child to be a part of the Knowles brand. Because what she's finding out is the child support, that's not getting her where she needs to be. She knows that Beyonce's name, her name alone carries a lot of weight. And she knows that. If Beyonce were to take this young man up under her wing and open doors for him, of course he would get a lot of opportunities that a lot of children are not privileged to being able to get, just based off of solely who Beyonce is. Like, we know Beyonce's children, Blue Ivy and the other children she has from Jay-Z, just off of association, who their parents are, is going to grant them a lot of opportunities and a lot of privileges that the average children will never, have the benefits of getting. Alexandria knows that. And this is why she keeps doing these dumbass interviews, up here lying and pushing a narrative that her son doesn't understand why he's not being accepted to be in love. First of all, I don't believe you. I believe she's lying. She's making it sound worse than what it is, because she wants empathy and she wants sympathy. And the little boy he probably does feel some type of way, but as a mother, that's her fault, because she wants him to feel some type of way, because she wants Beyonce to feel guilty and to accept this little boy. So she's helping him push the narrative. She's seeing Beyonce on TV, seeing Beyonce doing tours, and she keeps pushing the narrative to her son. Look at your famous sister. Look at your rich sister. That's your daddy, who does not even accept you, but that's his other daughter, who he's praising and accepting and worshiping and speak upon very highly of. Righteously so, that's his daughter. Matthew Knowles does not ever talk about Nixon or his other daughter, Coy. He never addresses outside babies. He's done multiple interviews since he's had these children. He never talks about them. You know, he talks about Beyonce, and he talks about Solange. And you know, back in the day, that was the old school. They got to realize Matthew Knowles is 71 years old. He's old school. So back then, if a man really didn't want to claim your children, he doesn't claim your children. You can't guilt a man into feeling bad about claiming kids that he never really wanted. Now, true, he should have protected himself, because Matthew Knowles is too damn old to be sitting up here becoming somebody's daddy. He's supposed to only be a granddaddy. Nevertheless, these men could be 80 and still produce babies. Okay, they don't have a time span of when to not conceive. They don't have a biological clock. So we've seen Hugh Hefner, we've seen Trump. We know age doesn't affect a man's ability to be able to impregnate a woman. However, Matthew's from the old school. So back then, men never discussed outside kids. They never acknowledged them, and they never talked about them. And I'm sure Matthew Knowles makes it very clear before he even does the interview, I don't want any questions about any of my children other than Solange and Beyonce. Because the older men like him are very stern. They're very strict. They mean what they say what they mean. They don't let their baby mamas jerk them around. Like a lot of you young men today, y'all let y'all baby mamas jerk y'all around. Y'all let them disrespect y'all. Y'all let them disrespect your wife and all of that. You know, Matthew's from the old school. He's not going to deal with that. So this is the reason why both of the baby mamas have fell back, because they already know Matthew has taken the obligation of providing for them, because he knows that he is the father. So he has acknowledged them as far as DNA, as far as court order. That's why both children, their last name are Knowles. So he has acknowledged that the children belong to him. But that doesn't mean they can make him spend time with them. They can make him, get his family to accept them. Matthew Knowles is not going to do that. You know, he's from the old school. He knows his daughters is very headstrong like their mom. They're not going to accept it. And they're very headstrong like him. So he knows he can't even bring those children around Beyonce, Solange. It's not going to happen. He knows this is something, a responsibility he created, and he has to deal with it. And that's why women need to be very careful when you try to play games. Like they say, you play stupid games, you end up with stupid prizes. And that is exactly what happened. She thought she hit the gold mine getting knocked up by Matthew Knowles, thinking that it was going to get her son closer to the family cookouts. Beyonce is not going to send you any backstage passes. She's not going to invite you on the Renaissance tour. It's not going to happen. You will constantly be tormented knowing your son comes from a millionaire family, but he'll never be able to really enjoy the fruits of their labor. Can you blame Beyonce? Absolutely not. From what we know, allegedly, and I'm going to say this is a disclaimer. Everything I say in this content is based off of my personal opinion, and for entertainment and educational purposes only. For all we know, allegedly, Jay-Z has outside kids that Beyonce never claims. She never talks about. So if she don't claim Beyonce is not claiming Jay-Z's alleged outside children, you know she damn sure not gonna claim none of her fathers. That's just the bottom line. And a lot of women play these games and it comes back to bite them. They try to trap somebody and end up trapping themselves. And she's staying in the trailer park. And, she has to pay her rent like everyone else. And she's just not going to get that lifestyle of luxury. That's just not going to happen. What women have to understand, just because you get pregnant by a man that's tied into money, it does not necessarily mean that you'll be able to be privileged to that money. You have to be careful with how you try to do things. You thinking you getting over, if I get pregnant by this man, I'ma live good. He's gonna have to pay my mortgage, pay my car notes. I'm not gonna have to struggle. Unless you really understand how that man makes a living, who's the supplier of his finances, just like Wendy Williams. She was the one supplying Kevin Hunter's checks so Kevin and Sharina could live off of Wendy. But when Wendy stopped those checks, now Kevin Hunter has no other resources. Same thing with Matthew Knowles. That woman was getting every bit of a couple of, she was getting, I think, like 25,000 a month or something, I think. And once I'm not sure the amount, so don't quote me, but I know it was in the thousands. That's what she was getting a month until Beyonce terminated her father. Her income went from that to $2,500 a month. Okay, so you got to be careful. When you try to manipulate these men and you running these games and you try to finesse these married men by getting pregnant from them, anything goes wrong on their end, they lose their foundation, or they done messed up by getting involved with you, just keep in mind that you may in the long run end up suffering just like the married man you got pregnant from. So we got to be mindful as women that don't be so fixated on securing the bag that you don't look at the whole situation. You got to look at the fact, if this man gets caught with me, if his wife or anybody discovers there's a child involved, they're going to divorce him. He may very well end up paying a lot of alimony, or he may end up losing alimony. What's going to be left for you and your child once this married man gets exposed? What's going to happen if his wife finds out that you and your child exists? She's going to take him to the court, take him to the cleaners, wipe him out, and take him for everything he has. So don't think because you're meeting a man of the house, that don't mean he's the man of the finances. Could be the wife that's running the money. Could be his daughter that's making all the money. It's this assumption that all men are providers. That's not always the case. Some are just riders, meaning they don't provide, they ride. They ride off their women, coat's tail. They ride off their wives, they ride off their daughters, they ride off their sons. That are professional athletes or professional rappers. They're making a living off of someone else. And when they burn that bridge with the people who income they depend on, guess what? You get burnt in the process. So anyway, I'll leave y'all comment below. Let me know what y'all think about the situation, about women who get themselves caught up in this type of situation. Now they want mercy and grace. They want empathy. They want sympathy. She's doing I forgot the word they call, but she's going around here, doing these sympathy tours, looking for empathy, looking for somebody to care. And it's her fault her son is feeling neglected, because she keeps telling her son, that's your famous sister who wants nothing to do with you, when she should be honest and tell him the reason why your famous sister will not deal with you is because I got pregnant with you from her father who was married. Stop lying to these children. A lot of women, y'all are lying to your kids and telling your kids they daddy just don't accept them. You're not being honest. Why does he not? Because he had a wife, he had a family, and like I said, I'm not saying these men shouldn't be held accountable, but what a lot of these men do, they be down with you as long as they getting what they want out you, but once they get caught, they flee from the scene. They want no parts of you. Now that the grits done hit the fan, now that they know their money and their marriage is on the line, now they want nothing to do with you. They willing to step out on you and your child, and that's a chance that you take whenever you get involved with these married men. So, in conclusion, Beyonce don't owe you a goddamn thing. She don't have to acknowledge you, your son, your dog, your cat. That has nothing to do with Beyonce. That's between you and Matthew Knowles. And if he's not taking the time out to deal with his son, or deal with his children, or whatever, guess what? That's the L you got to take. You take a chance when you get involved with married men. You take a gamble with your life, and you take a gamble with your kids' life. So before y'all leave, take 2 seconds to please hit that like button. 1, 2. I appreciate that like. If you haven't subscribed already, this is your first time checking out my channel, please make sure you subscribe. Also, I do have a separate channel for ladies, specifically content for women, Mocha's Ladies Lounge. That is my other channel. So ladies, if you haven't subscribed there, make sure you do that. Other than that, anybody's interested in cable, I do have 9,000 channels, only $25 a month. You're welcome to inbox me if you want a Fire Stick today so I can send it out to you. Or maybe you got a Fire Stick and you just need my app. You're tired of watching the same things over and over. Netflix getting boring, Stars getting boring. Hit me up. You can get 9,000 channels for $25 a month. But you have to order it through email. I do not have a website or anything. Also, I do sell cups. I do sell t-shirts. Got a lot of different projects going on. So anyway, y'all be blessed. Y'all have a good hump day. It's your Diva and Knowledge, Lady Mocha, representing Mocha's Cafe de Paris. Y'all take care. What's up, everybody? How y'all doing? It is Lady Mocha, your favorite content creator, well, one of your favorite content creators. Just thought that I would do a small presentation on my cable app known as Espresso Streams. So I know a lot of people have been inboxing me, hitting me up, needing additional information pertaining to the app, pertaining to my cable app. So I thought it just would be better if I actually uploaded and did a video pertaining to the cable app and all of what it consists of, in case you have any additional questions or concerns. So let's get right into it. So nevertheless, as you can see, this is my widescreen TV, and I already have my Fire Stick inserted in the back. So like I said, for anybody who's interested in my cable, you can either purchase a Fire Stick from me, which is $65 plus shipping. Keep in mind that it will already come loaded with the cable app, so that's less work for you to do. So if you're not technology savvy, if you don't have a lot of patience, if you're not good at enabling settings and things of that nature on your actual Fire Stick, save yourself the headache and just purchase a Fire Stick from me. That way you don't have to do nothing, absolutely nothing, but plug it in your TV. And once you do that, this is what you're going to get. You're going to have the app already loaded there on there for you, which is my IPTV app. Now, if you are pretty high-tech savvy and you pretty much know what you're doing, you know how to load Fire Sticks, and you're pretty good at that, then you could actually just request the download app instructions from me, and then I will email them to you. That way you can upload the app on your own with your own Fire Stick if you already know how to load apps and if you're pretty good with, being technology savvy. But for those of you who are not, don't worry, everybody does not have the patience or the knowledge to be able to deal with technology. Just buy a stick. So this is what we're going to do. So my app is already loaded into my stick. We're going to go directly to IPTV Smartest app. And for those of you who already have a Fire Stick and you don't want to have to buy one from me, this is where you're going to need the instructions from me on how to install my IPTV Smartest app. Okay, so as you can see, we have live TV, we have movies, and we have series. Okay, now you can get up to as many lines as you want. Basically, the way that it works, because I have people asking me, well, what kind of packages do you have? It's not so much packages. It practically has to do with how many lines you want. Don't matter if you get one line. Well, you automatically going to get 2 lines. But any line you get is automatically going to come with 9,000 channels. So starting with the live TV, just to give y'all a little preview of what we have. I always start with USA Entertainment. I always tell my customers to start there, because there's just so many things on this app, y'all. There's just no way in the world I'm going to be able to go through every tiny channel we have. Is just very time consuming. So as you can see, this is and it depends on your internet speed. You do need at least 25 megabytes or higher to get good quality internet. So if you got a bunch of devices running, or if you got that slow, cheap internet, you're going to be scrolling and loading for a long time. So please invest in good internet so you'll have good streaming quality. I've had people who have gotten my app realize that it's doing a lot of freezing. It keeps scrolling, thinking it's my app, and come to find out it had nothing to do with my app. They had internet speed that was in the teens, 15, 13. And I'm like, no wonder your streaming is so pathetic. So listen, to much is given, much is required. You got to get the real internet, not that dial-up mess and none of that, or else you're going to get poor streaming quality. All right, so these are just a sample of some of the channels I got. I got a lot. I got pretty much like several different stations of one channel, but I'll go into that as we get into this. So like for instance, I have 2 hers, BET her channel. That's the BET channel for women. So I got 2 of those, and the reason why we have 2 or 3 of certain things is because if one acts up or one is having a hard time that day, you can just automatically go to the next one. Okay, So it does happen every once in a while. No different than Netflix, no different than Hulu. When it comes to streaming, it has its moments. So need not to worry. We have a backup of every channel that we have. So I have all the BETs, the Bravos. Going to this Bravo here. Like I said, I'm not going to go through every single thing. It's just way too many to name. As you can see, once you click on the show that you want to watch, you will get a full screen. But we're going to back out of that. So we're just going to go down some more. So I'm going to get out of here. As y'all can see, we have the Court TVs. We have Discovery. We have a little bit of everything for family, husbands, children. For those of you who got kiddies out there, grandkids, let me tell you, they're getting bored with this Netflix. They're getting bored with the same thing over and over and over. Yes, we got Blue's Clues. We got Blueys. We got all this other special kids channels. I don't have any little ones, so I don't know what they're watching now, but we got the SpongeBob. We got a little bit of everything. Listen, only 9,000 channels for $25 a month. You can't beat that. Now, the only way the prices rack up a little bit is if you want extra lines. If you just want 2 lines, it's $25. If you want 4 lines, it's $35. If you want 3 lines, it's $30. So it just depends on how many lines you want. You may just be comfortable with just 2 lines. Now, keep in mind, for how many TVs you want, that's the amount of lines you want. So if you got 5 TVs, you're going to want to get 5 lines, okay? If it's just you and your husband and 1 child or something, or, you may be able to work with 2 lines. So we got the adult tunes here, adult cartoons like Futurama, Beavis and Butthead and all of that. I don't have to show all of that. ESPN, for those of you who got men in your household who love sports, you got a sports fanatic. You may be a sports fanatic yourself. You got some women who are really into all of the different sports, and if it's not a live sport, it's not going to show. That's another thing, y'all. If it doesn't show, it's because it's a live event that either hasn't started or is over with. It does not mean something's wrong with the channel. Now, you got NFL, you got NBA, you got MLB, double NCAA basketball. I also got all the news channels. I have a lot of people who hit me up about that. Yes, you will get your news channel within the state in which you live in. I live here in Savannah, Georgia, and yes, my cable does come with Savannah, Georgia. So if you live in Los Angeles or Colorado or Jacksonville, yes, we have your local cable stations, okay? And if you can't get it, I'm going to throw extra app on there. That way you will have access to your local news stations. Because I get it. A lot of us are into the news, or we have parents or senior citizens who want to, be up to date with the news. So I have that as well. Now, let me get to some other stuff that I may have not mentioned to y'all. Now, this is one of my, let me get to this one. Premium movies, okay? So for all of y'all who are paying these separate apps for Stars and Cinemax, you're spending a lot of unnecessary money when all you have to do is spend $25 a month. And that way you can get your Stars, Cinemax, and then some. Look at all these Cinemaxes I have, okay? Good quality movies, good quality streaming, nothing raggedy, nothing choppy. It looks just like any other authentic cable provider. We don't have no Section 8 bootleg, nobody walking across the screen, none of that going on. Okay, so all these Cinemaxes, I'm not going to count them all. There's different ones, East, Action Max, blah, blah, blah. Not going to go through all that. MGM, they just added that. I didn't even see that until today. So they keep adding more stuff on here, y'all. And that's the great thing about this kind of cable app. We don't take away. We just keep adding and adding and adding. I never even knew we had an MGM, but learn one now. We got all the HBOs. Check this out, y'all. I got all the HBO comedy, HBO family, HBO zone. All this for $25. How much you paying on your cable right now? $150, $200, $175. Let's keep it moving. Look at all these Showtimes. Beats, I didn't see that. Showtime plus BET. I didn't even know no such thing exists. It's just so much stuff on here, y'all. I can't even watch all this stuff. Ain't no way. Only $25 a month. Showtime for women. Look at all these stars. Look at all these stars. Come on now. $25. This ain't no joke. This is legit. Encore. All this is just premium. I can't even keep up, y'all. I can't even keep up. Let me keep scrolling down. Yeah, so that's all the premium. Now this is this is another little feature. A lot of y'all may like it, don't care about it. But this is called the relaxation channel, where you can just like listen to the ocean view music and things of that nature. So we got that. Now let me let y'all in on one of my personal favorites. I'm an old school chick, okay? So I'm into the 24/7 classics category. And it shows like a lot of the old school, like Beverly Hills and stuff. Now every once in a while, if there's a problem, let's say if it's showing something that is not supposed to show, just inbox me and say, Mocha, I went to Beverly Hills and it's showing me the Golden Girls. It does happen every once in the blue moon, not a lot. It happens once in a while. Inbox me so I can hit my team up and we can correct it. So if you go to one of your favorite channels and something is out of order or it's not working, please be specific. Let me know the category. Let me know the name of the show. And please be specific with what's wrong. Let me know there's no audio. Like in other words, there's no sound. Or if you hear a bad sound, say you can tell me there is audio, but it's a lot of staticking. You got to be specific so we can correct the issue. Now, it has Family Matters. This is the classics ones, y'all. Judge Judy, Leave It to Bieber, Living Single, meaning it shows nothing but that 24/7. So if you are a Living Singles fan, right, and that's all you like to watch or whatever, then we'll go to, okay, so Living Single, okay, is acting right. So it'll show Living Single episodes 24/7 if that's all you want to watch. Same thing with Martin. Same thing with My Wife and Kids. I love me some Sanford and Son, okay? So I can watch that all day. I got my TV on Sanford and Son all day and it not even bother me. Now, let's say if you got a business, you got a salon, you a real estate agent, whatever. You have clients, more so places like barbershops. If your husband got a barbershop business or something, he wants cable in there to keep his customers entertained. Instead of him paying for $100 something a month, all he has to do is get a Fire Stick for me and pay $25 a month. That have all of this 9,000 channels. Okay, so if you got a business and you want to keep your customers occupied and you want to save some money, hit me up and get a Fire Stick, 9,000 channel. Look, we got the Cosby Show, y'all. We got the Cosby Show. We got Brady Bunch. We got the Jamie Foxx Show. All of this is the 24 hours. So this one is my favorite. I stay on this one more than any of the categories. So that's probably why I be missing out on, you know, all of these new things that's coming on here. And I love Good Times, okay? I be watching Good Times 24/7. So we got the Sports Center, like I said, for all of you who got husbands, who got boyfriends, who are sports fanatics. I got your husbands, I got your baby daddy, I got them covered. All of this stuff here, I'm not going through all that NASCAR, volleyball. We just got it all, okay? I just got it all. We got Peacock here. So Peacock, I think it's some type of event, or I don't know, hell. But anyway, we got it. And the other things, in case I'm missing out. Oh, we got live pay-per-view events. So guess what? When those live events come to your house or whatever, on HBO, whatever, you don't have to pay for that. It automatically comes with your package. Yes, the UFCs, all the boxing events, championships. There's no need of me clicking on them because there's no live events, so you're not going to see anything. But whenever there's a live fight, a championship, you're automatically going to get it, okay? So you'll be good on that. You ain't got to pay no extra money. You ain't got to go to nobody's house and pay no admission fee. What else we got going on here? So it's just so much to offer. That's my live TV. I'm going to come up out of that because I want to try to, I think I'm over. Yeah, I'm over 10 minutes. There's so much to cover. But all of these are the movies, okay? Not going to go through all of them. As you can see, it's different sections: comedy, horror, mystery, all of that, documentaries. I got it all. Not gonna go through all that. It's just too many. You're just gonna have to wait till you get your Fire Stick and do your own navigating. Yes, I got all the current series. Everything you could think of, I have. Let me see. All of the whatever current series they have out right now, we have all of that. I'm not going to go through all of it. If there's a certain show you want to know about and you want to know if I have it, just inbox me. It's just too many to try to go through. It's just too many. It's just, look, it's 3,000. It's over 3,000 series in this just this category alone. So ain't no way I'm going to be able to go through all that. Classic shows, again, I'm a retro show watcher. So for all of your classic, my old school people, old school shows, we got that too, okay? We got the kids shows, okay? We make sure we look out for the kiddies. We look out for the little ones. We got them too, or whatever. So we have all of this here. So just because you don't see the picture, it does not mean it does not work. We have different episodes, different seasons. So you get to pick whichever season you want to go to. So this is one of these shows. I don't feel like going all into that. Like I said, it's too much to cover. Okay, as you can see, all of it popped up. So sometimes you got to be patient. Give it a minute to load. And everything will show up. These are all the kiddie shows and everything. So, classic tunes, music videos. So I'm gonna come out of that. But as y'all can see, this is how you know when to pay your bill. It'll let you know when your cable is going to expire to the bottom. The way payments are made, you simply Cash App or Zelle me. You don't have to inbox me and let me know that you're going to make a payment. You don't have to email me and say, hey, I'm sending the payment. Just send the payment. I'll automatically turn it on. Once I receive that Cash App, I get it. Sometimes we forget. We mix dates. Don't worry about it. I don't charge late fees. That's the beauty about my cable app. I don't charge late fees. I don't charge reconnect fees. You just pay your $25 whenever you get the money, and we cut it on. Now, for those who Cash App or whatever, it will be an extra $2 for transaction fee. So although the cable is $25, send $27 if you Cash App. If you Zelle, you don't have to send no extra, just the $25. But for all Cash App payments, it has to be $27, an extra $2 for a transaction fee. But you still can't beat that, because at the end of the day, these cable companies, they want more. So any questions or concerns, I think I just about hit everything. Like I said, get as many Fire Sticks as you need per TV. If you know, most of the time y'all watch 2 TVs, get 2 Fire Sticks, okay? It'll be $25 for up to 2 lines. You got 3 TVs, a third TV you want to add in that, then that's another $5, so that'll be $30. You got 4 TVs, add another 5, that's $35. So that's pretty much the name of the game. Like I said, I can't do less than 2 lines. Some people may be like, well, all I watch is 1 TV. That's cool. If you know somebody else who got a Fire Stick, give them your information so they can use your second line. Maybe your son in college, your daughter on her job or whatever. You could take your Fire Stick with you when you go on vacation. That's the beauty. Also, take your cable with you. You're going on a cruise boat. You're going out of town, and sometimes these hotels, they don't have the best cable selections. Take your Fire Stick with you. You could take your cable where you go. Only thing I recommend is that you don't forget and leave your Fire Stick there, and then you got to purchase another one from me. But they're great to take with you. You go out of town, you're going on a cabin trip. You can take your cable with you. Sometimes you go visit your family. Everybody don't have cable. Take a Fire Stick with you. Now, this is the other thing. If you do recommend and send other people to me, I would knock $5 off of your cable for every customer that comes to me and actually buy it. So if you currently got cable with me and paying $25 right now, you send a friend and Kiki decides that she wants to buy my cable, I'm going to knock $5 off. Now you pay $20. Now you decide to send April to me and April wants to buy my cable, I knock off another $5. Now you pay just $15. So for everybody you send to me, I'm going to knock it all the way down to your bill gets to $10. And $10, that's the minimum payment. That's as low as I will go. So if you could bring a few people to me, guess what? Your 9,000 package is only be $10. You can't lose either way it go. So anyway, hopefully I answered the majority of everything, all of the questions, any concerns, certain channels, certain movies you would like to know about. You are welcome to email me, inbox me. But I wanted to do this presentation because a lot of people seem to be confused and not sure of how my cable really operates. So it has nothing to do with packages. It's a matter of how many lines you want. But either way, you're saving a lot of money. So hopefully this answers the majority of the questions, and I look forward to being your cable provider. Y'all have a blessed day. Talk with y'all soon.